Last time we left off, Hisao was hospitalized, and now he's out of the hospital and in the academy. Let us continue. Oh, let me move my. No. Sorry. I small screened it. There we go. So I walked towards. Let's just get into it. So I walked towards the main building of Yamaku with a brisk pace. I'm alone as my parents were taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like the kind of grounds a school would have, more like a park with a clean walkway going past trees and the smell of fresh cut grass. Oh my god, I gotta take a breath. I just gotta drink some water. Fresh cut grass and other park-like things. Words like clean and hygienic pop into mind. It makes me shudder. I shake them off. Stay open-minded now. It's your new life. You have to take it as it comes. That's what I tell myself. A few big buildings loom behind the leafy canopies, too big and too many for just a school. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley, even though I was told it was my new school. In the back of my head, it doesn't feel like one. I wonder if the feeling is real or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Oh, I keep not taking breaths. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else. It's kind of eerie. It makes me wish there was somebody here so I could anchor myself to something tangible instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. The trees hum with the wind, and the green hues flash around me, catching my attention. It makes me think about hospitals again, how they say the operating rooms are painted green because green is a common color. So why am I feeling so anxious despite all the greenery? Only after standing in front of the haunting building, I surprised myself by realizing why the gates bothered me. It was the last chance I had to turn back, even if I had no life I could return to. But still, after entering, there was absolutely no way I could go back anymore. Feeling nervous, and with the realization set in my head, I opened the front door. A tall man with bad posture noticing me as I entered. We are the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. You must be Nanakai. So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom teacher and science teacher. My name is Muto. Welcome. We exchange a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy. He looks at his watch. The head nurse asked you for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now. Should I go later? Yes, afternoon is probably fine. We should get going into your introduction for the rest of class. They're already waiting. Sorry, I gotta take a drink. Waiting for me? I don't really like being the center of attention, but I guess it's okay, inevitable in a situation like this. Somehow, not knowing what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Think of this, I almost miss what the teacher is saying. Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? Yes. Yes, sure. I mean, isn't that normal? Of course, but not everyone likes to be the center of attention. I'm probably one of those people, but I guess I should be the one to give my first impressions of myself. Right, but it's not a problem? Let's go then. My heart is pounding in my chest, and it keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door down the third floor corridor is marked as a classroom for the class 3-3. Muto opens the door and enters. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late again. Late teachers, gotta love them. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Get a grip. This is a big step, I know that, but there isn't any problem to worry about so much, at least not this soon. I followed the teacher into the classroom, looking around, particularly so I wouldn't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. Let me turn this up a little. It's pretty suspicious. The ceiling is unusually high, and there's a lot of space left over around the in-betweens and the desks. An entire walk has been taken up by blackboards, and high, old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The student desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. Let's see, I like this girl. This girl right here in the corner. Not the one with the cane, the one with the glasses. She's cute. That probably like me, just having something wrong with them. Oh, my phone vibrated. Oh, okay. Okay, phone. You do that. You probably like me, or not obvious. Then I noticed the one girl that seems to be missing the thumb on the right hand. It's just a little jarring. Despite the natural tendencies to listen with someone talking about you, I tuned out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. I noticed a flash of dark hair, and someone is looking at me. A girl with really long, straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hand, as if to make her invisible. There is a boy with a cane leaning against one of the lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motion. Sign language? She peers at me over the rim of her glasses, then goes back to whatever she's doing. And there's Peter Griffin in the back. It's me, Peter Griffin. I could always. That was my Peter Griffin impression. Please welcome our newest classmates. He claps his hands, and so does everyone else, except for one girl in the first row who only has one hand. I cringe a little, but hide by bowing and thanking for his applause as I did not deserve it. The collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. So, I'm Hisao Nakai. And after that, my hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope to get along with everyone, even though I'm a new student. And after that, I'm being so boring. This is exactly like every self-introduction. I should say something more exciting. I end up saying nothing, and the teacher picks up from there. Everyone seems to be satisfied with the little I had said. A few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. I could have done worse. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intensely. While he's done that, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. The first row girl claps on this round, with the one hand against her other wrist that ends up in a bandage stump. It makes me feel a little bad. We're going to do some group work today, so I'll give you a chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? Yeah, that's fine with me. That's good. You can work with Hakamichi. She is the class representative. She can explain anything you might want to know. And who else would be able to do better, right? How could I know? The teacher passes out the assignment and announces that we will be working in groups of 3. It hits me that I don't even know who Hakamichi is. Slow, the teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Oh right, Hakamichi is right there. Shizune Hakamichi. He calls out her name, and a cute bubbly girl with bright pink hair and golden eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. Hey, I guess you're Hakamichi, right? It's nice to meet you. I was caught off guard by her laugh. It's nice to meet you too, but I'm not Hakamichi. I'm Misha. This is Hakamichi, Shi-chan. Giggling, Misha points to the girl next to her, the one I saw using sign language. It looks like she's been staring at me this whole time. She nods once, nonchalantly showing that she acknowledges my presence, but only barely. She has short yet neat brushed hair, a pair of I was gonna say I don't know what I was gonna say. Oval-shaped glasses, balanced on the tip of her dainty nose, and dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical to slightly bored. It's nice to meet you. ... She immediately looks at Misha, who smiles and makes a few gestures with her hands. Hakamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. I start to wonder if the teacher was messing with me by saying, "You'll be able to talk to people. Who better to explain things?" I can see you're a little confused, right? Right. But I understand why you would think I was Shi-chan. Shi-chan is deaf, so I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her. I'm kind of like an interpreter. She says nice to meet you too. ... You're the new student, aren't you? Well, Shi-chan, of course he is. If he wasn't, he wouldn't have been standing up there for no reason. Right? Right. He seems like a very interesting person, doesn't he? We know there was going to be a new student, but we didn't know you would be here today. So soon. He-chan, right? He-chan. Yep, it fits, doesn't it? Did I say that out loud? It was just a surprise. I never liked nicknames. I don't really see how... It fits! You look just like I imagined. ... Haha, I skipped. It fits, you look just like I imagined. ... You look like a He-chan. I wonder why everyone else seems to think so. ... Hakamichi taps her fingers on the desk to get Misha's attention. They gesture back and forth to each other, excitingly, their hands a blur. Misha seems a little overwhelmed. Sorry about that. Shi-chan wants you to know that she's the class rep, so if there's anything you need to know, feel free to ask her. Give me a second. Gotta take a drink. Do you like the school so far? We can show you around a little if you hadn't had time to walk around and familiarize yourself with it. Misha stumbles with the hard word a bit, but making it stick in her otherwise fluid translation. Thanks, that would be pretty helpful. Yeah, I just kind of came straight to class today. ... That's no good. You should try to learn as much as you can where you're going before you go there, not just with school either. Anyways, even if a trip's to the convenience store. Really, Shi-chan? What about learn about where you're going? I guess I didn't bother to do that, or just didn't care to do it enough. I didn't look forward to this, even if I committed myself to getting along with half-assed, but anyway. I don't say anything, and Misha signs something that ends in a shrug. What was that? It seems like it was about me. I feel like slumping over in my seat. Both of them are smiling, but the shrug hits me unexpectedly deep. You look down. You okay? ... Oh, don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things, by asking. Asking for help is perfectly normal, as much as needed. Stop looking like you just failed a test. Wahahaha! Alright. ... And another thing, you don't have to call Shi-chan something so formal like Hakamichi or class rep all the time. Just call her Shi-chan. ... Okay, maybe too casual. Maybe Shizune would be more appropriate. ... Yep, Shizune is fine. Hey, okay, that would be a lot easier for me. Oops, I went into her voice. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them seem so friendly. I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier, especially about Shizune. I would assume would be all business. Well, she seems like just that. Just less so, I guess. Dot dot dot. Huh? Oh right, we haven't even touched the assignment. We should probably work now, or Shi-chan will get mad. The assignment is kind of long, so we better start now if we want to finish it before the end of class. Wahaha! That too! Dot dot dot. Shi-chan glances at the two of us impatiently. I don't need to know sign language to understand that. Okay, I get the message. Dot dot dot. After class, we can take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day, okay? The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combined aspects of being both difficult and unnecessarily long. Transition. Still, we finish it a few minutes early than everyone else in class, despite our late start. Shizune and Misha are really capable. They're quite different, though. The class rep is calm and professional, as she looks, while Misha's a lot more playful and girlish, not to mention a little more distractible. To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel guilty about that. The clock bell rings, signaling the end of the period. Time for lunch. Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misha, who beckons me into the hallway and down the stairs. We descend even below the lobby, where I meet Muto down to the bottom floor. Just like everything in the school, the cafeteria seems spacious and oddly modern in a contrast to the exciting exterior. I hate the noise. I hate when people go brr, 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 brr. It just bothers me. It's a big window open to the courtyard, towards the main gate. It's the cafeteria! Her enthusiastic statement obviously makes people around us stare, but Misha doesn't seem to care, so we proceed to the line. Give me a second. Options. Oh god. There we go. Okay, that's so much better. Oh my god, it was hurting my ears. It's a rather long list of menu items, which seems great until I realize that many of them are to accommodate students who need special diets. How nice. It feels like I'm back at the hospital eating proportion measured with scientific precision to meet the needs of the patient. I pick something at random and follow Shizune to a table sitting opposite of her. I nibble indifferently at the food. I'd rather not eat. Misha pokes me in the side to get my attention and points to Shizune. Dot dot dot. I don't understand sign language, so the point escapes me. Maybe looking at a person who talks is proper and polite. Do you want to know something? What? About anything. Which were your guides? Who should ask if there's anything? I wonder. I think I got everything I need to know. Ask about the library. I'm gonna ask about the library. Oh yeah, there's a library in the school. Lately I've gone into reading a lot, so I'd like to check it out. Misha kind of gives me a frown that makes it clear that she doesn't consider reading a healthy hobby, but then picks up her smile again. There is! It's on the second floor. We can show it to you sometime. Thanks. I return to my food while the girls talk between themselves. Misha and Suzune sign back and forth, very animated, throwing side glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Maybe they're talking about secret girl stuff or something. They're talking about how the girls' bathroom has seats, they have couches. We have couches in the bathroom, so, yeah. I quickly notice a conversation in silence which is not enough to fill the silence. We arrive in the classroom early, but not the first. Oh, it's the cute one. I love her. I love Hanako. She's my favorite, but we're not gonna go after her because I did a whole stream on her. The dark-haired girl I noticed before is slumped over her desk at the last row. She jumps a little when Misha crashes in the room with the elegance of a rhino. She shrieks deeply in her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if we were slowly turning into stone from her presence. Misha and Shizune don't notice or mind as they walk directly past her to their seats to begin the conversation. I left wondering about her. Even the classroom slowly fills with other students, and finally the teacher. Getting into the rhythm of school feels strange, as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of the class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. Maybe it's a long time spent in the hospital that made me like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. Before long, the final bell rings. School is finally over for the day. Besides Misha and Shizune having a short conversation, a bit of a deliberation, Misha turns to me. Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today, He-chan. We got to hurry already, since there's a lot of work for us to do. You'll find your way around, I'm sure of it. Oh, wait, the teacher said I had to see the nurse. Where should I go? Oh, is that so? We can at least show you that much. Come on, the nurse is building their own building, so we have to go outside. Whoa, I can talk. We joined the flow of students making their way down the stairwell and outside, with the girls flanking out our other senior class in the same hallway as ours. We get outside. The girls make their way to a small building right next to the school. It's a building in the same style, so it looks like a part of the main building. This is the I can't say that word. Building here. There's a lot of offices and important stuff inside, like Yamaku's foundation office and the nurse's office. Even though we even have a swimming pool. Gotta take a sip. How is that office? Don't be silly, Ki-chan. It's for physical therapy, of course. Anyway, all the nurse's staff facilities are in there too. The head nurse's office is on the first floor. Yep, you'll be fine from here, right? We're gonna be going then. See you tomorrow. Yeah, thanks. Bye. Should I? No. A whole building for stuff like that has nothing to do with education. It seems it's necessary for a place like this. I walk in, hoping there will be a quick visit, like the teacher said. On the door on the left is a green cross with the text head nurse and a nameplate. A voice from inside responds to my knocking almost immediately, but can't quite make it out. It sounds a bit like an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself in further. The room is not large, but smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around on his office chair to face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but the other's bin on the table is overflowing with the medical utensils. There's at least a dozen coffee cup rings lingering on the desk. Ew. Hello there. What can I do for you today? He is young-looking, sort of rugged, but his dimples on his cheek wash the impression that he's always smiling. Are you the nurse? He smiles like a person who has heard this same question 100 times. Yeah, I am. Is that so? It says on the door, no? You can call me by my name, or just the nurse like everyone else does. Of course, I shake off my confusion, realizing I probably should have grabbed his extended hand. His handshake is firm and friendly. I'm a new student, and the homeroom teacher told me to come and meet you. My name is Hisao Nakai. His eyes light up with the revelation, and he snaps his fingers. Oh, you're that Nakai. I was just reading your file this morning. Some kind of chronic arrhythmia and related congenital heart muscle deficiency, right? He gestures to me to sit down in a vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yes. Good, we'll probably been briefed about the school enough, so I'll just go over this quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical therapy and such. There is always someone from my staff around. even at night, so you'll never hesitate to call us, even if there's a problem. The famous 24-hour nursing staff. Wow, this is like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't have brain surgery here. The joke feels out of place, like I'm left thinking he even said it. Yeah, just that. It's really weird to have so many medical people at the school. You'll get used to it. I'm not sure if that's myself, but I can let the nurse know it. Now, just let me find your files again. While he searches for something in his computer and shuffles the stack of papers around, I glance and wander around the room. It's an epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Beige walls, dark ceilings, gray laminated floor, all the equipment you expect from a school nurse's office. Even the ridiculous educational posters hanging on the wall reminding me to eat properly 3 times a day from all the food groups. Smiling, the nurse draws the file from his stack and quickly, big file opens it. So you already have medication for arrhythmia. Just remember to take your pills every morning and evening, so it wouldn't be much help. Apart from that, do you play any sports? Rash stuff like, I don't know, boxing? He grins at his own joke, but I don't. Sports are hard for me, just 'cause I used to, before my surgery, I used to climb trees, and I know I can't. Well, I play soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm afraid you're going to have to refrain from doing that at some point, for the time being. Oh, my lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow, but I'm not really bothered by his forbidding to take kickball around. I'm not choking. Oh god. I guess I never did it out of burning passion for the sport, so I just have to do something. Any kind of concussion might be very damaging to your heart, and the risk of another attack, it's not a good idea. That was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area. There is no mention of a cause in your papers. Not exactly. I sidestep the question acceptingly, and he glances at me over his papers with a more serious expression on his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so some exercise would be good. We have physical therapy and such. As I said, I don't think you really need such heavy measures. Just some light exercising regularly. Brisk walks, even jogs, jump rope, that sort of thing. Swimming maybe, there's a pool here. So I was told. You were. Very good. At this rate, I'm very sure you've been told this before. You just need to take care of not to overexert yourself. He wags a finger to emphasize this point. No need. I heard it 1,000 times. Absolutely no unnecessary risks. Take care of yourself. Okay. He goes over the papers and obvious content. Ow. That's it. Come and meet me if you ever need something. Sorry, I was coughing. Alright, so we're gonna end it here for the day. I will see you later. Have a wonderful day, my smelly bacchus, and remember, stay stinky.